Banger after banger.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Big Hero Chris back at you with another one. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, hit me up on Twitter, TikTok, the community post, man. You already know the vibes. And first things first, Happy New Year to each and every one of you, man. We made it through another year. Hope your holidays have been dope and awesome and fun, however you chose to celebrate, man. And we're back at you with the first video of the new year. New NXT New Year's Evil, and this is like the week-long New Year's thing that WWE has going on. They had Raw Day 1, which had the return of The Rock, and also the return of the modern day Maharaja Jinder Mahal. We had New Year's Evil. We got SmackDown Revolution, whatever it's called, man. So WWE is doing it big this whole week for the New Year's. It started off with Lyra Valkyria taking on Blair Davenport for the NXT Women's Championship. And, you know, it was a dope match there. The crowd is always behind Lyra Valkyria. They always do that thing where they sing along with their theme song. They do the woo, da-da-da, woo, that type thing. You know, it makes me laugh whenever they do that. And, you know, I wasn't really expecting a big title change or anything like that. Lyra Valkyria retained. She is still your NXT Women's Champion. But after the match was where the shenanigans took place. You had Lola Vice trying to cash in her NXT Women's Breakout Tournament contract thingy, whatever. But you had out of nowhere Tatum Paxley, who's Lyra Valkyria's stalker. She showed up out of nowhere. She's beating up Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez and stopping the cash-in from going down. And Lyra Valkyria, she just freaked out. She thinks this girl was weird. And even after the match, Tatum Paxley was stalking Lyra Valkyria, saying that as long as you're the NXT Women's Champion, everything's okay. So I have absolutely no idea where this whole situation is going, whether it's going to be a stalker or whether Tatum Paxley is going to be the next opponent for Lyra. Who knows, man? But, you know, things are going crazy. And speaking of Blair Davenport, after the match, she was walking backstage, but you had Nikita Lyons pull up. And this was kind of weird because Blair Davenport was jacked up and beat up and everything, and she was really in no condition to fight. So if Nikita Lyons really wanted to get the jump on her and put hands on her, she really could have, but she opted to start talking and saying, yeah, you never know when I'm gonna put hands on you. I'm like, bro, you had the opportunity right there to you know, to do something if you really wanted to, if you're really about that life. But, you know, it is what it is. I guess they're gonna wrestle sometime in the future. But we move on to the 6-man tag team match. We had the no quarter cash, I don't have any change in my pocket, Blackpool Orlando Combat Club, whatever they're called. And originally it was supposed to be Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza teaming up with Dragon Lee, but Dragon Lee had issues with his visa, so he's stuck in Mexico. So the LWO had to call up their homie. They had to call up Carlito. And me personally, I was thinking it was gonna be Andrade. I'm cool with Carlito. See what I did there? Cool. Carlito, cool. Yeah. But, you know, I was kind of thinking, well, maybe it would be Andrade. But if Andrade is going to show up in WWE, I would assume it will be either on SmackDown or maybe even the Royal Rumble. So, you know, I ain't even mad at it. As far as the 6-man tag team match goes, there was one spot where the LWO launched. I want to say it was Joaquin. Like, the way they did it, man, this dude flew, and it looked like he was gonna fly so far. He was gonna fly all the way out of Florida, all the way through the PC. Like, this dude took off. And yeah, Carlito, man, and he got like a hero's welcome. People were chanting "That's cool," and chanting for Carlito. We even got the Apple spot, man. Carlito spit in the face of people that don't want to be cool. The LWO ended up getting the win, and this was a fun match, man. So someone who wasn't having a cool time or a fun time was Ariana Grace. She ended up wrestling Roxanne Perez. And the thing with Roxanne is she's showing a little bit more edge to her. She's being more aggressive. I think she's starting to turn heel maybe. And the reason I'm saying this is because she ended up winning the match against Ariana Grace. She won clean with the pop rocks. But the thing is, after the match, she started beating up Ariana. She locked her in the crossface. And the referee was trying to get her to let go of the hold. You had referees out there and officials. But Roxanne wouldn't let go of the hold. So the referee ended up reversing the decision and giving the win to Ariana Grace. So Ariana Grace won the match technically. But Roxanne, she's pissed off. She's mad. And the whole time she had that crossface locked in, she had this big smile on her face. So I don't know if she's going crazy, if she's going heel, or if she just lost her natural level mind. I don't know what's going on with Roxanne. Maybe she needs anger management. You know who they need to bring back? They need to bring back Dr. Shelby. Dr. Shelby will figure all this out, get her straight, get her back on the path of, not being a nut job. But it is what it is, man. But we go from something negative to something positive, and that's the fact that Ava, the assistant general manager for NXT now, has announced the return of the Dusty Cup Classic. And now you're having all these teams pull up. You have Nathan Frazier and Axiom, they're linking up. You have Idris Enofe and Malik Blade, they're a team. You even had the team of Baron Corbin and Braun Breaker out of nowhere. Baron Corbin approached Braun Breaker about being a team of the tournament. And Braun Breaker was kind of like, I don't want to do this. But Baron Corbin was making some points. The points being that they're both assholes and people don't like them and they might win the whole thing. So who knows? That might be the new favorite tag team, Baron and Braun. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of new tag teams, it was supposed to be Chase U. But JC Jane said, listen, Andre Chase, you got enough problems with this debt. So you can't compete. Instead of you, it's going to be Duke Hudson and Rodney Osborne. And I'm like, okay, and even though Rodney Osborne faced Oba Femi and he lost, he couldn't handle the brute force of Oba Femi. Oba Femi is the new men's breakout winner. So, he gets the title shot whenever he wants to. So count your days, whoever the NXT champion is going to be. But Rodney Osborne also will get a title opportunity if he can win the breakout tournament with Duke Hudson. So, even though he lost, he still ended up getting something out of the deal. Also, him and the whole Thea Hill thing, it's kind of cute. It's cool seeing Thea Hill being all awkward and Riley being, just cool or whatever. So, it is what it is. Alright, so after this, we got the big grudge match, the big match, the big kahuna, the big match to settle everything. We got Fallon Henley taking on Tiffany Stratton. And whoever lost this match would be the servant for a day. So if Tiffany Stratton lost, she becomes like a farmhand or whatever. And if Fallon Henley lost, she becomes like a slave or whatever. They're both slaves technically, so it's given slavery, so I didn't kind of like that part. But it's all in jest, it's all fun, it's all wrestling. It is what it is. So I was thinking it would be funny if Tiffany Stratton lost, and apparently Shawn Michaels thought the same way because Tiffany Stratton ended up losing. So now she's gonna end up working on the farm with Fallon Henley or for Fallon Henley. So shenanigans and hijinks would take place, and it's gonna be funny seeing what Tiffany Stratton does as far as working on a farm, because she's never done any manual labor in her entire life. So that should be pretty entertaining. Another thing that was entertaining was this backstage segment between Gigi Dolan and Cora Jade. Not because of anything they were doing, it was because of what Jada Parker was doing in the back. Like, she was just making faces and just being really exaggerated and animated. I'm like, I relate to that because that's something, if I was on TV, that's what I would be doing too, because somebody like a goofball like me is going to pay attention to stuff like that. So with that being said, this does set up a match between Cora Jade and Gigi Dolan next week. So, good for them, good for the women. It's good to see women getting the shine on NXT. Someone else who was getting shine was Rich Holland. He conducted an interview, talking about his history, his backstory and whatever. Talking about how he was injured in rugby and his trials and tribulations and the things he went through in WWE, about how he got his big break with the Brawling Brutes and day 1 2 years ago, and his nose got broken, and just the struggles he's had, and trying to maintain and provide for his family. So it gives you a little sympathy for Rich Holland. I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means going forward as far as, him being champion or him going after the championship or whatever the case may be. But, this does give Rich Holland a little bit of purpose. It's kind of like how, what's his name? what's his name? Von Wagner had his backstory, and it went from people not really caring about Von Wagner to, okay, now I kind of care about this guy because, you know, they're giving you a reason to care. So good for you, Rich Holland. I hope everything works out for you. We had a pre-tape segment from OTM talking about their tag team title match next weekend against the D'Angelo family, and the D'Angelo family responded by saying, listen, the deal's a deal. You made your deal with Andre Chase and them, so you're gonna get your tag team title shot. And, you know, it really could go either way. You know, OTM was talking a whole bunch of trash about how the D'Angelo family doesn't have that hunger anymore, how they don't know about the struggle and getting it out the mud and coming from the bottom and all types of slang words and whatever. So, you know, it should be a pretty solid match, a fun match. I'm actually kind of excited for it, you know. And speaking of tag teams, we have the new tag team of Kiana James and Izzy Dane. And they were just talking about domination and why they linked up together and whatnot. So, you know, good for them. It's a cool little duo, you know. Maybe they can go after the tag team championships eventually. You know, it is what it is. But this leads us to our main event. The big story of the night, the big story of the entire show was, first things first, it was supposed to be Trick Williams taking on Ilya Dragunov for the NXT Championship. However, due to, you know, Ilya not being medically cleared to compete, the match was called off. It was postponed until, you know, Ilya Dragunov is healthy. So, you know, Trick he's down in the dump. He's kind of upset by this because he really wanted his opportunity to, you know, prove himself and go after that NXT Championship. So, you know, he's talking to Carmelo Hayes in the back about how they've been training. Out of nowhere, Grayson Waller pulls up. He's kind of egging things on. He's stirring the pot up a little bit. And you had Carmelo Hayes say, you know what, man, even though Trick can't fight Ilya Dragunov, he'll fight you, pussy. As a matter of fact, he's going to put his title shot on the line, you know, because he won his Breakout tournament, and you're the first ever Breakout tournament winner. So, you know, he'll put his opportunity on the line. And Grayson Waller was like, I bet. But Trick is like, yo, what are you doing? Why would you do that, man? And Carmelo was feeding him this BS about how, you know, if he does become champion, these are the things he has to look out for. Which is true, but come on, bro. That's supposed to be your friend, you know what I'm saying? So this leads us to our main event. Carmelo Hayes is banned from ringside. Trick Williams, he said he wants to do this by himself. Trick versus Grayson Waller. And this is a pretty solid match. It's good to see Grayson Waller back in NXT. You know, I'm a really big fan of Grayson Waller. And they had a pretty fun match. It was solid. And it was looking like Trick Williams was actually going to get the win. But then for some reason, Carmelo Hayes came out and he's trying to distract the referee. And Trick is like, bro, what are you doing? And Grayson Waller got him lined up. He's about to hit that roll through move where he jumps through the ropes, and that was the flip you do and whatever. But out of nowhere, Kevin Owens comes out of nowhere and punches him in the face. Kevin Owens wanted revenge, you know, for Grayson and Austin Theory messing his hand up. So Kevin Owens got him a little bit of get back. Trick Williams got the win, so he's still the number one contender for the NXT Championship. All is right in the world, or so we think, because Carmelo Hayes, even though he's clapping for his friend, he doesn't look all that happy about it. Like, he came out there with some ulterior motives. I think he was low-key trying to cost Trick Williams his opportunity to face Ilya Dragunov, man. Carmelo Hayes is coming off more and more like a hater. It's not a good look, Melo, man. You're the man. You're the A champion. Don't do this, bro. Come on, dude. But with that being said, guys, that was the first NXT review of the new year. New Year's Evil is in the books. We have a new Breakout tournament winner in Oba Femi using brute force. So whoever the NXT champion is in the future, count your days, because Oba Femi is going to kick your ass and take your championship and take it back to Nigeria. And yeah. So with that being said, guys, let me know your thoughts on this week's episode of NXT in the comment section below. Do you think Carmelo Hayes is making a play for a player hater of the year? Last year I gave it to Nigel McGuinness, but Carmelo Hayes, he's doing a good job of taking the claim of player hater of the year 2024. Let me know in the comment section below. Like, comment, and subscribe. You guys take care. Peace. I'm out. Peace.